What's going on, guys? It's Siege here. I've been kind of thinking about something lately and it kind of helped me, so I figured maybe I'd share my tips and kind of help people out there as well. If you guys have been following my channel at all in the past, I used to upload videos all the time about paintball related things. So I've been playing paintball for about, I guess a quick backstory on me. I've been playing paintball for about 5 or 6 years, I would say, around there. I used to be absolutely in love with the sport, played the sport every single weekend. I'd be out there every single Saturday, every single Sunday. Playing paintball. That's all I'd think about during the week was just paintball. I'd be trading guns, buying, selling guns like crazy. I'd walk around the house with a paintball gun in my hands, just kind of walking the trigger at random things, snap shooting around doors and things like that. And I was absolutely just kind of like obsessed with the sport. That was about, I would say, maybe 2-3 years ago that I was kind of at my peak where I was, really in love with the sport. But what I kind of want to talk about is burnout and kind of quitting the sport itself. Because last year, I spent barely any time at all playing paintball. I went out. I could probably count the amount of times I played paintball for the entire 2015 season, maybe on one hand. Like, I think it was definitely less than 5. And I think that is just simply I was burnt out. I was doing the same thing every single weekend. I was going to the same field. I was using the same gun, and I was just shooting the same people repeatedly weekend after weekend after weekend. It just got, I can't put it another way, it just kind of got boring for me. I stopped playing altogether. I had different interests. I did different things last summer, mainly because I was working a little bit more. I guess that kind of contributed to me getting burnt out. But I do know that it is kind of a common issue. And I remember a friend telling me one time that he thinks that paintball players kind of have a shelf life. So, people will come out for 2 seasons, they'll get really hooked on it, and then they'll just leave and disappear. And I've seen that time and time again at my local field. We'll see guys come in, and even the duration I've been there, I've been at the same field for about, like I said, about 6 years, 5 or 6 years, and it's been kind of waves of regular players that keep coming and going, coming and going. You become really good friends with the people for about a year or two, and then all of a sudden they're gone again and you never see them. So I do believe that paintball is one of those sports that kind of does have their players do have a shelf life. That could be contributed also to the fact that the sport is really expensive. It does cost quite a bit of money to play paintball. From just buying the gear to having to constantly go out and buy paint all the time. It does add up over time, and it's tough to play every weekend. I understand that. Especially if everyone gets older, has full-time jobs, have kids and things like that, have a family. It's hard to find time and find the extra money to go out and play the sport. Putting that aside, I kind of found a way to kind of rekindle my love for paintball, and I'm back at it again. I'm playing again weekend after weekend, and it's great. I'm having a great time with it again. And I think the key to that was simply, as simple as it does sound, is change. Do something to change up your normal routine. That way you don't get burnt out anymore. For me, what that was is back in the day, I used to have a pump gun. I had an Empire Sniper. I ended up selling it. I'd play pump, and I did like it at the time. I had fun with it. But I never stuck to it really. And come back out again at the beginning of this season, I said over the winter, I said, I'm going to try and get back into paintball a little bit. And I bought myself another Empire Sniper, actually, just a pump gun. I got it for relatively cheap. And I knew it was kind of consistent, so that's why I picked it up. And I went out and I played for 5 or 6 weeks straight just playing pump only. And honestly, it was a blast. I loved it. And I think I kind of single-handedly attribute me getting back into the sport again to playing pump paintball and just changing it up from using an Electro every weekend, or for anyone who plays Milsim who uses like a Tipman every weekend, or for example like a gun like that. I'm not very knowledgeable in that department, so don't ask me about that type of stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, change is definitely like the biggest thing that you can do to kind of rekindle your love for the sport, or to try and get back into the sport again if you feel like you're getting burnt out. Like I said, I think it is a kind of a common issue. Whether that be just change up what you're playing. If you're going out there and you're playing X-Ball every single weekend, maybe take a weekend and just go out and play like in the woods or in a rec field. Grab, like I said, a pump gun if you don't want to use your Electro, if you feel like you're playing against people who maybe are a lesser skill cap. Not saying that regulars at a regular field who just go out and have fun and just play rec ball are of a lesser skill, but usually people who are playing X-Ball weekend in, weekend out, they have more practice, etc. Different story. So yeah, go out, grab a pump gun, grab a mech gun, whatever. Go out to a rec field and just have fun for the day. Just joke around a little bit more. Stop taking it as seriously. Just that change, it'll kind of, it's something different. It'll make you, or I found it made me start to love the sport again a little bit more. Now I'm back again to using my Electros. I'm mixing it with the pump, all that different type of stuff. Even another aspect you can do is just change what fields you go to too. Like for myself, I was going to the same field repeatedly week in, week out. I love the field. It is my favorite place to play. The regulars there are awesome. Staff is awesome. I worked there for years. It's great. But just a change of pace, it kind of just brings more life back into the sport. You're not just doing the same, almost like a grind or a daily routine anymore. You're kind of changing it up, and you realize that you will love it a little bit more after after kind of changing it, you realize and you notice these things that you love about paintball. They come back again because you're not just doing the same thing, you know, repeatedly, time after time after time. Or if you feel like it's not as fun, as exciting it is, and you're just going through kind of like the motions, change it up. Do something different. Go out and just pick yourself up a cheap pump gun. You can get like a Zodin Chaos pump for cheap, like ANS gear. What are they? Like $200. What is that? It's not that much. Go pick up a cheap pump gun. Go out there, have fun with your friends. Joke around a little bit more. Take it less seriously. If you're into it, go buy a mech gun. You can go get a cocker off somewhere or something like that along those lines. And just kind of, you know, like I said, just joke around, change it up, make it more lighthearted. If you stop taking things, so these damn bugs, man, they're all over me, man. I'm moving around like a banshee over here because I'm getting bit. But yeah, change I think is key. It helped me, so I figured I'd make a video about it. I was thinking about it for a little bit, and who knows, it might help someone else. Alright guys, take it easy, peace, and always